So yeah, Super Bowl week. We got Matt Stafford versus Joe Burrow. Rams versus Bengals, man. I know we talked about it a little last week, but we really wanted to save everything to this week,
Right.
leading up to it. We have got... Oh, go ahead, man.
I was just going to say, I really kind of am flip-flopping on my decision here, where last week I was picking the Rams, and
Man, I have been to...
the closer and closer we get to the Super Bowl, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Bengals, but we'll see, because we'll discuss that a little bit further, but I'm still kind of teeter-tottering on my pick, but I'm going to make a decision.
I am too. And if anybody wants to see stuff coming out of Super Bowl Media Week, go check out Sideline Sports. We got John and JB. They're there in LA, Radio Row and everything. They're doing tons of interviews, getting in on these calls. We're getting in on them virtually. I got to sit on a interview with a presser with Odell Beckham and Von Miller the other day. It was pretty cool. I didn't get to ask a question, unfortunately. I was trying to, but a little tidbit out of there. I don't know if you saw this, Vern, but Odell said that he was very, very close to signing to the Patriots.
I did see that, and I thought that was interesting because I always wanted it to happen, but it just never, nobody ever pulled the trigger on the deal. So unfortunately,
he makes it seem like it could be a possibility in the future. He said he wants to play for Bill.
I think it was a lot of him wanting to play with Tom as well. So now, who knows? But maybe if he wins the Super Bowl, leaves the Rams, maybe. Who knows? That'd be crazy.
It's possible.
Mac Jones,
So yeah, go check out Sideline Sports on Twitter and on Facebook. Everybody across the program and the network, everybody's getting a little piece of the action.
Right.
Getting some questions in there, talking to some of these athletes, offensive coordinators and coaches. So it was really good content. So go check that out.
Absolutely. I saw the other day the one show they started it with Kurt Warner. I was like, oh my God, it's just crazy. They started the show with a Kurt Warner interview, just as soon as it gets going. So it's good stuff, man. Definitely check it out.
Great stuff. So definitely check that out. Go follow them on Twitter and on YouTube and everything. Now the game itself, I know you said you've been flip-flopping. Kind of break it down. What do you think who do you think is the biggest X factor for each team? Maybe not like a player per se, but like position group.
Right.
Or who do you think is going to be the X factor for each team?
I honestly think it's going to be for the Bengals, Jamar Chase. And whether or not Ramsey can shut him down, or if they're going to double team him, or what they're going to do, because that they're going to be rushing Joe Burrow. That line is going to be under attack all day long with Aaron Donald and Von Miller back there. But if he can get the ball out to an open Jamar Chase, that's the difference for them. And I think on the other side, Cooper Kupp, if he gets loose, he could easily get 40, 50 yards on you just like that, So I would not be surprised to see a wide receiver win MVP at the Super Bowl. And that's why I wore this jersey. The last wide receiver to win MVP at the Super Bowl, Julian Edelman, So
Jules.
I think this is a very good opportunity for that to happen this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you have Eli Apple covering Cooper, it's going to be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad day. It's going he got burned a couple times there in the conference championship game. But I think on the other side, I think the biggest X factor, you already mentioned it for the Rams, is that D line. I think, I think if they're going to be able to get pressure on Joe Burrow, like you said, if he's able to get the ball out quick enough, it may not make a difference. But you got Von Miller, you got Aaron Donald out there who's looking, cause some damage, break through that line.
I think that's one of the only ways the Bengals win this game is if they can get the ball out as quick as possible, because he can't dance around out there in the pocket with this D line. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really bad day for him.
And I know we talk about Tom Brady all the time on the program, but that's one thing that Tom Brady was so good at, is finding his guy and getting the ball out so quick.
Yeah.
Maybe a second or two as soon as the ball's snapped.
Too
he knows
fast
where he's throwing
for them
it.
to do anything about it,
Exactly. So I mean, I think that's going to be a deciding factor. Matt Stafford cannot have any turnovers in this game.
He's going to.
I know. I feel it.
I
feel it in my bones.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to be early?
Oh, it's going to happen in the worst moment.
Is it going to be early enough for them to recover? Or is it going to be late in the fourth quarter whenever he's trying to make a valiant last quarter, last drive, game-winning touchdown? You know what I mean? So
I don't know if it'll be that late. I think it won't be at a good point. I think it'll be when they're trying to maybe catch up or, trying to get ahead. I don't
would
think
be
it's going to
willing
come
to put
late.
money on over under on one interception in the second quarter. That's what I think that he would
In the
have the
second
turnover.
quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Matt is. I think he's going to have the turnover. I don't know. I can't see Joe Burrow turning the ball over
I,
that much here in
I
this
think
game. I
he'll
mean, it
have
is
at
against
least
that
one as
defense.
well. He'll probably have at least
Yeah.
one pick as well, but I think Joe Burrow will have a lot more yards, even though Matt Stafford like slings the ball, don't get me wrong, but I think Burrow will end up with more yards in this game here.
Yeah. And I think it could also come down to, who can run the ball as well. I mean, they do have some great options at receiver, especially the Rams.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're going to also have to, run the ball, try to open up that pass game a little bit more. It's going to be hard to run against that Rams D, like I mentioned before. But the Rams on the other side, they have like a three-headed monster there in the backfield they can use.
I think they do a lot of like screens and things like that to try to get them the ball quickly, mixing.
Yeah.
Or mixed in with runs and everything, but like you said, it's going to be hard to run on that line regardless. So I think they try to find other ways to get him mixed in there because they really need to. He's a vital part of that offense as well.
Absolutely. So who do you think, I know you've been flip-flopping, but who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl over?
My official pick is Cincinnati Bengals win the Super Bowl 56, okay? And the score, I'm going to say 35-31.
Ooh.
I'm going to write it down.
I am also picking the Cincinnati Bengals. I am not going to go opposite on you on this one. I'm going to go with them Bengals just for some reason, man. I feel it. I feel like there's magic brewing within this Cincy team.
Magic brewing, exactly. There's something going on here that we don't understand. Like it's gonna be the next Tom Brady moment type of thing where you got the young gun come out here and just win the Super Bowl at age 23 or however old he is. It's gonna be crazy. But what do you think as far as the score?
I don't think it's going to be that high, like as high as like 35, 30, whatever you said. I would say, man, it's not, I'm going to go a little lower. I'll go like 27, 24.
That's a very good pick as well. Interesting. Have a McPherson field goal to win the game.
Yeah, something like, because I mean, we saw that pretty much every game these past couple weeks is it comes down to that field goal. And hey, like you said it before, we talked about it. What if, the Rams have to go down and make that field goal? Is that where the pick's going to come in? Is that where the turnover is going to happen for Matt Stafford when they're trying to make that game winning drive, kick that field goal? Who knows? But I think I agree with you, man. I think the Bengals are going to pull it out here, and it's rare because usually I pick against one team just because there's usually a team I don't like. But both of these teams, I like Matt Stafford. I like Joe Burrow. I like both these teams, really. It's interesting. I don't want to pick against either of them.
I don't have really any stock in either one of these teams, so it's just like either one of them could win. It don't really matter to me, and that's making me be able to kind of like give it a more objective look at it, because like my heart's not in it. So I mean, I guess I lied. My heart is in the Bengals, where I think there's some type of magic here. They're going to end up winning this game, even though I think the Rams have a better team. But we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a great Super Bowl. I can't wait to see it.
Super Bowl MVP?
I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow, man. He's just gonna come out rocking an ice chain with a cigar afterwards, lift that MVP trophy. I think it's gonna be Joe Burrow. I'm gonna write that down here.
I think it's also going to be Joe Burrow. I was going to say Jamar Chase, but then I thought about like Joe Burrow is going to be slinging it. He's going to be the one like doing his thing.
He's going to be the one,
and it's not going to be just the Jamar Chase show. They're going to have to use other players to win it as well.
Jamar's got to have like 256 and a like ridiculous one-handed grab like highlight play to win MVP.
Yeah, and it's weird because like you said before, on the opposite end, if the Rams win, I could totally see Cooper getting it.
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp getting Super Bowl MVP,
or even Aaron Donald if he has like an amazing game,
a huge game, like 5 sacks or 4 sacks and like a fumble recovery or something,
like a difference making game,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Well, we will see, and I know it's not football related, but it is during the Super Bowl. But we got a halftime show for the ages in this one,
I
going out
can't
to all
wait
the
to see
'90s,
that.
'90s babies and the '90s era. Here we got Eminem, we got Dr. Dre, you got Kendrick, got Mary J. Blige, and Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl halftime
And
show. The last couple years, it's been like the weekend was good last year, but there's been some questionable picks.
I really
before.
enjoyed last year's. Last year was awesome with the weekend.
Last year's
and
was good.
I think this year's gonna be even better with like how many acts they have. It's gonna be amazing, man. I can't wait to see
I can't wait to see what they do.
I really
because it seems like the theatrics get even crazier year after year after year.
Yeah, exactly. Like it gets bigger and bigger, and I know that the like NFL doesn't pay the Super Bowl act, so like they fund it themselves and everything, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but they're mega stars, so they're doing all this. Think about all the money Dre's got to put on a show that's going to be amazing. So I can't wait. to see it.
True.
It's gonna be so.
And look how many memes came out of last year's. That was huge with the weekend running through like the wall of mirrors and stuff. All the memes that came out of that was great.
Funny. I forgot about that.
So I mean, is there anything else you want to add as far as like Super Bowl here? I know it is the big game, but there really isn't a lot to cover, as far as the game itself.
Right, until it happens, till we see what's going down. We got a big matchup, like I said, but I think both these teams deserve to be here. Both these teams had a great year, regardless of the outcome of this game. But I'm going with Cincinnati and Ice Joe.
Same here, man. Same here. And I think regardless if Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl, I think this is really going to give a lot of attention to Cincinnati for free agents. And, people are going to want to play with Joe Burrow.
Exactly.
Because they know that he's a talented kid. I mean, it's the second year he made it to the Super Bowl. He's played phenomenal. It's going to want to attract a lot of stars to go there and kind of help build that team.
People are going to start thinking like, oh, is this the next Bills? Like they're the up and coming, franchise that's going to be nice being carried by this young quarterback. So I can definitely see people gravitating straight towards them, which is bad.
Yeah,
for the
and
Steelers.
I know Gronk already said that he would like to play with Joe Burrow.
Really?
Yeah, he had a statement. They asked him about if there was any QB right now that he would want to join the team and play with, and he said Joe Burrow.
That's awesome.
So I mean, maybe if Gronk doesn't retire, you see him going over to Cincy.
That's awesome. I would love to see that. Just give him that weapon.
Yeah, absolutely.